they don't realize there's anything wrong with the way they talk. And so we basically have to get them into a situation where they recognize that what they're saying is not correct. And then they can then progress on. For many people in the general public, when they think about speech problems, they think about the obvious ones like a stutter or a lisp or a child who can't say his R's. We're really talking about something different. We're talking about the inability to take an idea and then formulate it in a grammatical way that uses appropriate vocabulary to express that idea.
The Preschool Language Summer Camp is a summer program for 4- and 5-year-old children who have delayed language development. And the purpose of the camp is to learn how to provide better therapy for these children.
Which sequence should we use?
We use this.
Okay. Put the sequin on the robot.
In the research side, the children are participating in the research-based therapy, and that's very controlled in terms of what they hear and how often they hear it and things like that. The rest of the time, we are doing a lot more than just keeping the kids busy. We are developing other skills that are known to be weaknesses in language disordered children and skills that they need to develop to succeed in preschool and kindergarten. And so we are engaging them in lots of talking and in lots of hands-on activities that develop those skills.
Problems with language occur for approximately 8 to 13% of the population, so it's not a rare disorder. This is kind of the big secret that nobody knows about that's all around us. So you probably do know somebody who has this difficulty, you just don't know that there is actually a disorder that accounts for it.
Research shows that any child who has delayed language development in the preschool years is at risk for academic difficulties.
They're much more at risk for dropping out of school and certainly at risk for not being able to get well-paying jobs, and therefore there's a socioeconomic consequence to this impairment.
As a parent, when you're not able to communicate with your child, then you also wonder, how are you educating your child? And what are the compounded effects that are going to stem from that? You know, are they going to struggle in school? Is that going to result in them being bullied? Once she got into the program, it was like she was on a rocket ship, and she just took off. And to actually be able to see day by day and week by week that we were actually able to start communicating productively, it reduced the amount of behavioral problems that stem from that lack of communication. My expectations were absolutely blown away.
Why bother? Yeah, it's a lot of work. Because of the changes that we see and because we just fall in love with these little ones.
It's exhausting physically to run around after these kids. It's exhausting mentally to keep track of all the components that are going on every single day. But when you see how much change these children make, it's so worth it.